Hello, my dears and my darlings. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the message for June 29th, 2022. Happy birthday, June 29, babies. Now, maybe depending on where you are in the world, June 29th has come and gone. Or you might see this video a few weeks from now or a few months from now. So, all in all, the true intention here is a message for the next 24 hours. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up and see what our card of the day is today. Don't forget, guys, I'm going to be live later this evening, Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., pulling cards and answering questions. Ooh, this is a happy card. I like her. It's the Nine of Cups. So 9 of Cups in a nutshell is wishes coming true. Something you've been wishing for, hoping for, praying for, your wishes granted when we see the 9 of Cups. Things are going to transpire the way that you're hoping or come your way. As always, I always give you guys this reminder. Keep in mind it might not be through the avenue that you thought, but you're still getting what you asked for. This wish is being granted. It might come about a certain way. There may be a different road, a different path to it, but the thing that you're desiring is going to be yours when we see the 9 of Cups. Now, those of you who watch my readings, you've heard me talk about how there's this double-sided energy to the 9 of Cups, because on one hand, it's like, look how happy she is. She's just like, like she's just in la la land. She's so happy. But the other aspect of that is, the other side is that there could be people, looking at the situation from the outside, and they're looking at you like, who in the world does this person think that they are? Like, where do they get off, getting it that easy? They don't understand how much you've worked, how much you've cried, how much you've suffered and struggled and healed. All they see is this outcome, and they feel like, no fair, how come you get to be so lucky? Like, they don't get it. So sometimes with the 9 of Cups, we're very happy, our wish is fulfilled, we're enjoying the fruits of our labor or our manifestation, but there are people looking at us like, no fair, hand it over. Like, you don't get to have all the happiness. You don't get to have all the luck. Like, hand it over here. And so for me, the 9 of Cups comes up with this message that says, your blessing is coming. Your blessing is on the way. However, how soon this blessing gets here, a lot of it depends on how strong and how solid you can put down your boundaries, because that's what your angels and guides are waiting for. Your angels and guides are waiting for you to put down really good, really strong boundaries, because your angels and guides know that the moment the banquet is set and you have this great, big, generous heart you want to share, but there are people at your banquet table that are going to come in like locusts, and they're going to devour everything up, and they're not going to leave anything for you, even though, bless your heart, here you are all open and generous and ready to share. So Spirit's like, look, we cannot stand to see that happen to you. We cannot stand to see you work so hard and try so hard and finally get what you want, and then watch the vultures around you come in and devour it or convince you to hand it over. We don't want that to happen. So right now you need to start setting boundaries. For some of you, it could be around finances. You might have people around you that they're going to be hitting you up for money all the time. And though it's nice to help people in need, sometimes it's better that go to somebody else, to somebody who is more in need. Or this is someone that's going to keep hitting you up, pressuring you until you have nothing left. Sometimes there are people in our life who come in and take everything away or convince us to hand it over. They don't let us have anything nice. They don't let us have anything good. So you need to have this boundary down. For some of you, it could be about your time. And some of you have heard me tell the story about a friend I used to have back when I was severely depressed. Like I was in a really, really bad place. And I think the only reason why her and I were friends was that whole kind of thing of like misery loves company, right? Like we were just both in a really, really negative space. And I started to do better. I started to heal. I started to work on establishing a spiritual connection in a relationship with, God as I understood God to be, and just finding my way, back to spirituality after my upbringing, and, working on healing myself. And I got to a place where I started to be happy, and I wanted to help her, right? I wanted to help her. I wanted to cheer her up. I wanted to be there for her, but it was just never ending. It was never ending. And at that time I felt guilty if I couldn't cheer her up, if I couldn't make her feel better. And then finally I told her, like, can we schedule our time, or can we schedule our phone calls? Like, like maybe I can talk to you on Fridays, or we can hang out on the weekend, or maybe Wednesdays, and she was like, no. She's like, you have to be there for me whenever I need you. You have to cheer me up. Your life is good now. Like, you have good things happening for you. I don't. You're happy, so you need to come and pick me up whenever I want, and you need to be there and talk to me on the phone whenever I need, because you're happy and I'm not. And that's not how it works. We can be there for people, but we can't be there for somebody on call 24/7. Obviously, sometimes emergencies happen, right? Most of us, if we're in a situation, we're sleeping, and somebody calls us at 2 in the morning and it's a genuine emergency, we're going to be there for them if it's somebody that we're close to. But we can't be on call 24/7 for the same story, the same problem, the same uh, drama. And so some of you have to put boundaries on your time, your space, your energy. It's not always going to be about financial boundaries, especially if you're wishing for something like friendships or romantic relationship, or marriage. You have to have really good boundaries with your time, because if your relationship is going to work, it has to be the two of you focusing on each other. It's not gonna, like, put yourself in that person's shoes. Like, imagine if you were in that person's shoes, and you guys are together, and all of a sudden their phone rings, and it's their cousin or their best friend or whoever, and they're on the phone for hours, and this is happening like every single day, right? Or every other day, and there's always a drama, and, oh, I gotta go, I gotta do this, oh my gosh, I gotta give them money, they need money for this, they need money for that. After a while, it's going to be a lot for you. You're going to say, what about us? Like, can you invest your energy and your time to be here with me, to talk to me, instead of being hours on the phone with other people? Or, we were going to use that money for this or for that. Like, you have to have boundaries. Sometimes we need to be a little bit selfish, right? We want to be there for other people, we want to help other people, but we need to have healthy boundaries. And so, especially if the thing that you're wishing for is marriage, or especially like marriage or living with someone more than just like a boyfriend or girlfriend, you really need to have healthy boundaries on your time. You really need to be able to be there and show up for that person the way that you would want your person to show up and be there for you, right? So just think about it in this way. If I was in this person's shoes and this was happening, how would I feel about it? Would I be cool about it? Would I not be cool about it? And this could be a good kind of ruler for you, or like measuring tape for you to figure out, how much is too much, or where is a good boundary. If you put yourself in someone else's shoes, how would you feel if you were dealing with someone that was uh, having this boundary situation? Overall, though, it's telling you good things are coming, right? Your angels and guides want you to receive this blessing, but they also want to be sure that you're not going to allow anyone to come in and guilt you out of it, guilt you into handing it over or giving it up. So boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. But definitely, this is positive. Yesterday's card was positive too. We had celebration, good news, right? Good times, some of you engagements. So things are headed in a really good direction right now. It's just really important that we continue to pay attention to our boundaries and to have a sense of deservingness. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot that. Have a sense of deservingness, because there are going to be people who are going to try to make you feel guilty. But you need to remind yourself, I deserve this. I deserve to have this. I worked hard for this. This is my blessing. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of the universe. I deserve just as much as anybody else. I deserve to have this. So work on that healthy sense of entitlement, not a negative sense of entitlement or egotistical sense of entitlement, but a healthy sense of entitlement, a sense of deservingness, and knowing that you do deserve this, that you do get to have this, and you don't need to feel bad about having it. Okay. You may want to check out the love readings for July if you haven't already. Those are linked in the description of the video. You'll be seeing the weekly forecasts popping up. Those of you waiting for private readings, you'll be seeing those in your email box coming up here over the next 24 hours. And I will be on this evening, the 29th, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll just be looking in the comments for your questions, and I'll be pulling one card for each question. One thing I do ask for those of you who come on, I know you get really excited, but I want to leave it for one turn per person. So if I do answer your question, uh don't come back with another, like, okay, like, pull another card for me. I would love to, but it's not fair to the people who I didn't get to see yet, and if I'm not seeing their comments. So I just ask that if I answer your question, then we give somebody else a turn to have a question answered, because those comments roll up so fast. I can't even tell you. It's one of the reasons why I don't do the live card pulls too often. Is I get a little, I'm not gonna lie, I get a little overwhelmed. I get a little, like, overwhelmed and a little stressed out, because it's like it comes in rolling so fast, and I'm like trying to process, I'm trying to read, and trying to read it, and it's going up, and I'm trying to pull it down again, and trying to read the questions going up again. It's like, so let's give people a chance to have their questions answered. And again, there's no obligation to donate, but if you feel moved to do so, to donate to help the low income kids with the summer reading program, there will be a link for that for those of you who want to make donations. Again, guys, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous day ahead, and we'll see you all tonight, those of you who can make it. If not, we'll see you in tomorrow's message. Be well and take care.